G'day, welcome to Angus Barrett. I'm Angus Barrett. My good mate Jimmy Brogden over here. Today we're cutting reins. We've got 20 very lovely sides of Herman Oak harness leather that our good friends at Angus Barrett Saddlery have sent down to us. Right now I'm just selecting how much more I can get out of this. 100. I only use the good stuff. Very selective actually when it comes to reins. When I make reins, I don't know, it's a little personal thing. I've become quite involved in what I'm doing, and I can actually feel, drop 2 sets, Jimmy. I actually feel like I know what I'm making. So right now, out of this part of this side, I'm cutting some reins for some children, right? These kids, I'm going to split them down and make them about probably, I don't know, like a 4-4-2 in thickness. And I'm going to edge it and slick it, and I'm going to make some joined reins so these kiddies can ride along and drop their reins and pick them up, and they're going to still be there. And I'll show you some big heavy ones that I'm going to make for the pros, or the people who like a weighted split rein. So we drop 2 sets, mate. All right. I'll slow it down a bit. Right, so we run it through the strap cutter there. You need a particularly heavy machine to be able to cut this leather. I have a couple of these machines. This is the only one that I haven't broken. And right, we'll cut these off, and then Jimmy will put some rubber bands on them. He'll keep them in their pairs, so that when these 2 reins, they're actually brothers or sisters. Can't be feminist now. And they're going to stay together, right? So the grain of the leather, as they came off the side of the leather there, they're going to go. I'll slide that one down there. And now I'm going to bring you another big boy through. Alright, so this is a full side. We've put a straight edge on this so far. And that's the rump that's going through first. Now the weight's up the neck here. That's the bit I love. I'm very particular. Robert knows when I ring for leather that how painful I'm going to be, but he does a brilliant job and gets me what I want. See here, I'll show you. See this weight? Oh, it's a pretty heavy one. There's some nice good weights there. But what I really like is when I get the rawhide up here in the neck, and the rawhide's there because the tanning solution hasn't got all the way into it. But what that makes is a very heavy weighted end, and it's quite rigid. All right, so for that I'll make a really heavy rein that'll want to hang either side, weight down, but it'll also be a little bit stiffer. So I'll put it into like a 7-foot or a 6-foot. I might chop it down, depends on how many I'm making. You don't want to end up with too many 7-footers. Sit down, Dougie. And then I'll cut that off and tip it so I've got that weight right at the end, and then I'll select the rest of it, right? And then that rein I'll sell to someone who's like just a working man or working woman, or someone who wants a rein that's going to hang and do all the work, and a bit of heavy something you can throw over a pony or slap it down the side, or just push something around. Whack a child's horse on the butt as you're walking past to get it going, or whatever, you know. Tap a cow on the butt, you can use it. It's just a good little stiff tail, all right? And then some of these other sides, so this is coming through now, it's got nice light weight up on the neck, and down here I'll be heavy, and in the middle here I can see now that it's really quite heavy in the middle, so it's looking about, I don't know, 7 mil there. And so some of these, to enhance the weight at the neck, I'll actually split some of the core out in the centre, so that it'll put weight at the front of the rein at the bit, and then it'll put weight arm. Yeah, so I can take some of that out. That's all pretty consistent through there. So from here to here, right, this section's probably on 800 mil. I'm gonna split in there and take a little bit out so that it breaks over your hands where you ride, right here. And then you're going to have this nice weighted end, and you're also going to have weight at the bit. So when you pick your reins up, your pony knows you're coming, you know. You can just be riding along the paddock. You don't need, these don't have to be reins for pros that are in competition every day of the week. These are reins for the trail rider, the paddock rider, the person who's just going for a ride. So, and I can get one more set out of that, I already know that, without turning it over, and you'll see when I get to the end here, I'll start changing my mind and I'll start looking at what I'm going to make. It might sound weird, but I really do feel what I'm making. You know, where it's going to go, where it's going to get used, how much dirt, how many round yards it's going to be dropped in, how many, you know, the real, where it goes to work. Like this is some of the world's best leather. As far as I'm concerned, it's the world's best leather for making heavy reins. Everyone has a different opinion, obviously. Every saddler, that's for sure. Hey, look at, hang on, I'll just pinch a bit of these. Look at the weight in that. Like that's like 14 mil there, or 15 or 16 mil there, and then it drops off. That there, where's a pair, Jimmy? I'll take a pair off you, mate. See this here? That's instantly breaking there. Right, so now that, and here it's really heavy in my hand, and I pick it up here. They feel really, really nice just on their own. I can't improve on that. I'm going to edge it and slick it and cut them to length and put some rein ends on them. They've got lots of strength at the neck here. The rump is like the strongest part of the leather. That's the bit that we're connecting between the hand and the horse. So that's actually where we want the strongest part. The tail is this weight, and this isn't structurally important. And the fibres, and when you get into the depth of the leather, but the fibres in the leather here are looser up at the neck, because the neck's done all the you know, reaching for feed as the cow's growing. The rump's that big heavy bit that's grown. That's the really dense leather, and that's the bit that I want joining to the bit. So you got the best of the leather going from the bit to your hands, and it's all good leather, otherwise there would be none in there. But the best of the best is down that end, and then up around your hand you've got the cream, which is the beautiful, it's still dense, and that's where I get the thickness right, which is so beautiful. Cattle, I believe, were made to make reins so that we could ride our horses around and chase more cattle. What an animal. And then that big heavy loose fibre is up this end, and that's what's going to give the weight. And if I see it runs off just here, right, I'll take that off and I'll cut it back to here, and that weight will be right at the end, so that when you throw your reins over your horse, it just goes over, and gravity does the rest.